Hello, welcome to SS Unitech. Susil this side, and today we are going to see two more SQL interview questions and answers. So recently, one of my subscriber has attended interview. So these two questions was asked there. So in the first question that we can see, we have two table like the table one and table two, and both are having the same column ID and location. In the table 1 we have total 4 rows, and in table 2 we have total 5 rows, but in the output we just wanna get all the 5 rows. But here if we are having any blank for that particular ID, for example we can see 102 in the table 1, then it should be going to get the location from the table 2, which is the Mumbai. So that's why you can see the Mumbai here. If both the tables are having the locations, then we just want to concatenate with the comma. As you can see, for 105 we have the Bangalore, and 105 we have the Delhi. So in the output we can see Bangalore comma Delhi. So how we can write the query for getting this output? So let me quickly go inside the SQL Server and we'll try to implement this question. So here, as I have declared two tables, table 1 and table 2, and inserting the data into these two tables. So let me try to execute this to check the values. So as we can see, first table is having total 4 rows and second is 5. Now, how we can achieve the output that we have seen in the Word document? So for that we are required to use the full outer join. So what full outer join will do? It will be going to get all the values from the table A and from the table B, and let me try to join on the basis of ID. So A dot ID and B dot ID. Now let me try to execute it. So here we could see we have the location, and here we have the location, but the next thing we just want to concatenate like the location from table 1 and the location from table 2. But if we are having any null value, then it will be going to return as null, and if we are having any blank value, then it will be going to concatenate as blank comma Mumbai. But we don't want to see the output like that. So the first thing that we are required to use the ID. So first let me use the isNull function. So what isNull will do, it will be going to get the ID from the table 1. If ID is missing in the table 1, then we want ID from table 2. So first thing we have done, let me try to execute. So as you could see, here we have the proper ID. That looks okay. Next, let me try to check if your table 1 location is blank or null. Then we want to get the location from the table 2. So for that, we are required to use the nullif function. So what nullif function will do? It will be going to check the location of the table 1. If this location value is blank, then it will return null. So let me try to execute and we'll show you. So here, as we could see, it is having Bangalore then null because this location value is null. So that looks great. Now if this value is null, then simply we can get the location from the table 2. So we can simply use the isNull function, and here let me try to get the location from table 2. Now let me try to execute it again. So here we can see we have Bangalore, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kochi. So everything is looking perfect, but here as we could see we have the locations in the second table as well. If table 1 and table 2 both are having the locations, then we just want to concatenate. In case of the 105, we just want to concatenate Bangalore with the Delhi. So we have to write the case statement. So case when, and here we have to check if your a dot location value is either not blank or not null. So what we have to do, let me simply copy this null if condition, and here let me try to check if this value is not null. So in this case it will return the first row, then the third row and fourth row. the second row and fourth row will be skipped. Now, the next thing again we have to check if your b dot location value is not null or blank. So it will return the first row. So here let me use the AND condition, and this same query we can use, and instead of A it will be B dot. So it will be returning only the first row. So what we have to do, we have to use then here we should be going to return B dot location, and it will be going to concatenate with comma. If it's not, then we will be going to return as blank. Now let me try to execute this query. As we could see, it is returning over here. So let me try to concatenate this value with the actual column. Let me try to execute it. So as it is going to return the output as we seen in the Word document. Let me quickly see the second question. So here in the second question, we have this table which is the employee table, and it is containing employee ID and email ID. And in the output, we just want to see the employee ID and the email ID. But if we are having multiple rows, then those value of the email will be going to get as comma separated. As we can see, test1 comma test2 comma test3 and then test4. Then we have the test 5, 6, 7 and 8. So it will be going to return the values like this. So let me quickly go inside the SQL Server. Here I have declared this table which is the employee table, and let me try to select and check the value. So here we should be going to see all these rows. Now, how we can achieve the output as we have seen. So this is very straightforward. We can use the string underscore aggregate function, and it will be going to ask the first parameter, your column which we want to rotate, and next what will be the separator we can specify here. Now, as here we are going to use the aggregate function, so we are required to use the group by on the employee ID. Let me try to execute it. So here as we could see, we are able to see the data as we have seen in the Word document. So thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.